Welcome everyone to the Wheels Museum. It's the 1st of February, which I cannot believe. The days are going by so fast. I'm so happy, thrilled to be with my friend Cheryl Anderson today. And I met her when she came to Wheels some time ago, a couple years ago at least, for a presentation I was giving, and it was love at first sight. So, for me anyway. And we've been working together, and she's a volunteer at Wheels. And the reason she's here today is to talk about a great interest of hers about which I wish I knew more. So that is Formula One racing. So Cheryl, tell us what it is and what's good about it and why you like it and all that kind of stuff.
Hi, Leba. Thank
Hi,
you so
sweetheart.
much for having me.
Oh, so happy to have you.
Formula One racing is basically open wheel racing. It's at the top of the pinnacle of racing sport. They go around the world. They go to 24 races every year, and they start in Australia and end in Abu Dhabi.
Woo! Okay, and how many of those have you been to?
I've been to Baku, Spa, Hungary. I've gone to Austin almost every single race. I've been to the 2 in Vegas, and this year I'm going to Bahrain test, and then Shanghai, and Baku again, and also Imola.
I'm glad I'm not the jealous type, that's all I can say about that. So when you go to a race, how many people attend these races, more or less?
It depends where you go, but minimum of 200,000, usually up to 500,000 per weekend. Austin has hit over 500,000 for a weekend.
So it takes a city that can accommodate with hotels and
yes,
the food and everything else.
And then they also have to pay Formula One to come. The city actually pays, I think, Saudi Arabia pays $55 million for them to come.
Wow.
Vegas has worked it out, or Miami worked it out, I'm not sure which one, where they don't pay at all. It's a communal thing, but it just varies from 20 million to 55 million.
Wow. Could that ever happen here, do you think? In Albuquerque, could we ever do anything like it, or any part of it, or have anything to do with Formula One here?
What I'm hoping to do is actually get part of the Formula One FIA or one of the teams. They do quite a bit in STEM around the world, and they are not doing anything in the United States yet. And I feel like New Mexico would be a perfect candidate to sponsor a STEM class in, say, starting elementary or junior high, or whatever they want to do, and go all the way through with the STEM class for Formula One. Because even to touch the paint, you need an engineering degree.
We do some STEM work with schools here, and I love the idea of it. Is there any way that you can think of that we could get started at the rail yards here, or with Wheels Museum, or anything in Albuquerque? We do curriculum with APS. How would we start this, do you think? Is there?
I'm gonna try to figure that out when I go to Bahrain this February.
Okay, wonderful.
I'm working my way in, and I'm gonna be asking questions.
Thank you. It sounds,
and also begging a lot.
Begging a lot. That's the kind of girl I love. Exactly. We're two on the same team over here talking about Formula. We're on the Get Money team for others to help the students of New Mexico to really get an education. And this is something that they would love so much. It's real. It's exciting. And we have a 1-year-old granddaughter. But yesterday I was shopping around at Target, and they had a sale on sweatshirts. And they had a sweatshirt. And she's a girl. Said "Ready to Race," and I bought it for her.
So I love that. Good for you.
And our son collects model cars and all that kind of thing too. But I thought that was funny. But we want everybody, quote, ready to race. We want them to be ready to come into technology, understand the automobile, understand everything about technology. So I'm very, very grateful to you that you're willing to help us with this, and so many things that you do. We have such a long history in New Mexico of car racing and the answers, and so many different people who do car racing, love the car world here. One time I was at an architect's office, and I was working with him for many years, and he said, "I don't understand Wheels Museum." It's when I first started. And he was up by the airport, and I said, "Well, open your curtain and look out." And he looked out at all the traffic that was going around the airport. He said, "Oh, now I get what you're doing." But so the car history here, do you think that would inspire people to try to get involved with STEM and with Formula One in that way?
It certainly can't hurt, because of the answers and their history. That's more IndyCar.
Okay.
But they were also, in fact, Bobby Unser Jr. was going to help me with this project, and then he unfortunately died. But yeah, and the Wheels history with the cars, that will help. It's also New Mexico, as itself is perfect because we're not the highest in education, and Formula One does like to go into places that need help. And
Oh,
and so that's
Wow,
that's why I'm
good.
kind of banking on that they'll
Okay.
go, oh, New Mexico, that would be perfect. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, if anybody can do it, you can do it, there's no question about it. I know you've got a lot of people that way and a lot of capable, strong people who, might be able to help New Mexico. We certainly would love to have that here. We're looking at the big machine shop, which is 800,000 square feet, and could hold a lot of gorgeous cars in there, and
That's-
educational possibilities for all ages. You've told me something else that I think is so fascinating, that I think it's in Dallas where they have
The shop.
The shop.
The shop.
So could you tell us a little bit about that too,
Okay,
please?
the shop is a place where people with very nice cars, they store their cars there. And it's they store like, I think it's 2 or 3 high, I can't remember, it's been a while since I've been there. But you go and you can have lunch or dinner there, they have a restaurant, they also have for their members, they have where they can play poker, and it's just kind of a hangout for car enthusiasts. And actually this machine shop would be great for something like that. Here is a restaurant, store your cars, there's certainly enough room.
I love it.
They could put probably about 15 shops in that building.
You have the height in there to do it, and you showed me pictures of how they're up suspended, so you have this Ferrari, that Ferrari, the next Ferrari, and people can go in there and show their families or their friends or business associates their gorgeous cars and eat, and so to me it sounds like a very exciting.
And it would range from like old time Mustangs to current, supercars.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that would be actually fabulous, but it would definitely work.
Yeah, I'd love to have something like that here. So we're looking at all kinds of possibilities of how to help Wheels Museum, help the rail yards, help the economy of New Mexico. I met with Commissioner Frank Baca, the new commissioner of Bernalillo County this week, and he came into Wheels and he said, what I have always said too, we need attractions. And that's what we're talking about, attractions to keep people here and get education and help more people and bring people from all over the world. This week we've had people in from Switzerland, from Malaysia, from Tahiti. People are coming here from all over the world.
Nice.
And we want them to have a real reason to get on that train and
Come to
airplane
Albuquerque,
and come to Albuquerque. Yeah.
And stay in Albuquerque, not
And
just go to Santa Fe.
That's
and
exactly
Taos.
right, and stay in Albuquerque and really see what we have here and what our history and our culture is here, so. Oh, Cheryl, it's been wonderful, thank you very,
Thank you for
very much.
having me.
Oh, I love having you, and I'm glad you're here today, and you're the one to do it, so stick with us forever.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I hope you'll come in today, if you can see this video in time. We have George Russell playing music at 11 o'clock, and he's already here, ready to do it. And next week, on the 8th of February, we have Mike Katko, who's a wonderful man. He was a teacher and a superintendent of schools, speaking on a book that he wrote called Big Medicine, Pretty Water, and it's about the development of New Mexico. So that's going to be a very interesting talk. And that is going to be at 1 p.m. At 9 o'clock on the 8th, we have the truck club coming. We have an antique truck club, which is a very interesting club, and they're mostly truck drivers, and they show pictures of the old trucks and videos, and they're trying to bring more people to that club, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, on that day, we're having a birthday party, and that's a private party, but I just want to tell you about it, because if you want to have a birthday party here, or a wedding, or any fun event, this is the place to do it. We have train rides, and we have model trains, and airplanes in the ceiling, and children just love it. Last week, we had a birthday party for 2 children, and the big problem is they cry when they leave. They want to be here. So I cannot wait for February 15th, because at 10 o'clock we're having a Haitian band, and it's Haitian and Caribbean music, and Jacob Decimus and another friend of mine named Wayne are in that band. There's 6 people in that band, so you can dance. It's Haitian, Caribbean. It's going to be super, super fun and very different from mostly the Western music that we have here. And then on the 22nd is another super fun thing. We're having a headphone dance party. Brandon Kennedy has been here several times, and they're a lot of fun. You put on a headphone, and nobody can hear the music except you, and you can dance around, and it's for all ages, and mostly older people come to that. It's 12 to 2. At 10 o'clock on the 22nd of February, we have John Taylor, and he's going to give a serious talk about the New Mexico Medal of Honor winners. So if you're interested in that, I think it's very touching and very, very important subject. So come to hear him and be serious at 10, and then at 12, you can have a lot of fun and dance. So something for everyone on that day, and on most days. On March 1st, I think this is going to be great. One of our volunteers, Don Newland, is coming at 10 o'clock to teach us how to run a Model T Ford. Cheryl was here today, and we're so thrilled talking about cars of the future and what's going on with that. But this is how to drive a Model T. So if you're interested in how to start it and stop it and crank it and all those kinds of things, he's going to teach us about that. Also on March 1st, John Taylor's going to come back to talk at noon about the Los Lunas Mystery Stone. So if you're interested in history and want to learn about the Mystery Stone of Los Lunas, this is going to be a great speech. On the 8th of March, we have the Wheels Model Car Swap Meet from 9 to 2. If you're interested in model cars, want to come and see, there's no charge for it, want to come and see model cars, tons of them, and buy model cars and swap model cars and maybe donate to Wheels Museum if you feel like it, that's going to be a super, super fun event. They have many booths set up. On the 15th of March, we have Randy Dunson coming to talk about the balloon cutoff. He wrote a magnificent book about this, and that will be a wonderful presentation. That's at 10 o'clock. And at 12, please stay with us, because Martin Matlock on that day is going to show railroad pictures of the rail yards and downtown Albuquerque. He's a world-famous photographer who's been a friend of ours for a long, long time, and so there's no charge for either of those, and I think it's really, really going to be worth hearing. On the 22nd of March, we have Liz Mangle coming at 12. She's a storyteller, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And we have also the train club is coming at 9. So if you're interested in model trains and you want to come at 9 o'clock and hear them, be with them, that's great too. On the 29th, we have a very important lecture at 10 o'clock. A lady named Donatello Davanza has spent many years studying Route 66, and she's taken 15,000 pictures of Route 66, and she'll give a presentation about the importance and the history of Route 66 at 10 o'clock in the morning, no charge for that. At 12 o'clock that day, Jose Ponce is coming to play music. There's a $10 charge for that. He's world famous. He's in charge of New Mexico Music Awards, and he said he will gear the music to New Mexico and things that people would really love to hear here. So that pretty much covers March. But we're booked for April and getting booked for May and June. So if you have an idea for an event or want to come to any of these events, please let us know. We're at 505-243-6269 at 1100 2nd Southwest, Wheels Museum. Open Monday through Thursday mornings, 9 to 12, Saturdays from 9 to 2. We will be open on the 9th next weekend because it will be the rail yard market for Valentine's Day. So come to see the Wheels Museum and the market on that day, 9 to 2. And thank you for helping us.